Icon, legend, princess of pop. These are the words the world uses to honor Kylie Minogue. But what are the words that you use to remind you of who you are?
Firstly, I could cry. That's very nice. Thank you. And I love that question. What words do I use to remind me? I don't know, family, health. You know, you can have all that stuff, but what is it? What's at the core? What's important? What's, goodness, kindness, health, reality, people, love, like all of that stuff that really we need to get through the day.
Yeah.
The rest is gloss.
Yeah.
It's great. I work hard for it and I aim for it, but I really enjoy that question.
Thank you. You're a sister, you're a friend. That's what you are.
Yeah, thank you.
Imagine you're in a room and in front of you is young Kylie doing the locomotion. Next to her is Impossible Princess. Levitating in the air, Aphrodite Kylie, there's Golden Kylie, Fever Kylie, every Kylie from every era. Who would you walk up to for a hug?
Baby Kylie, Locomotion Kylie, for sure. Because I would want to let her know that it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy. But you probably don't want easy anyway. Not all the time easy. I would definitely go to Locomotion Kylie.
Beautiful. I would hug Impossible Princess Kylie.
Oh.
She was so ahead of her time. Yeah.
What? I like that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But okay. So we're done.
Yeah.
You've got Impossible Princess Kylie and I've got Locomotion
classic.
Kylie.
There you go. Beyond the music, when I say the name Kylie Minogue, the image that always comes to mind is one of you smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you draw your determination to smile, regardless of the tension, and especially so when you hear lights, camera, action?
I think, I don't know, my smile is kind of my thing.
It's
my
beautiful.
Signature.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. You're asking good questions. It's like no one's always a happy person for sure, but sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. Or it's like laughter therapy, isn't it? And they say if you just start laughing, you'll make yourself feel better.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I always try and find a way. There's definitely times I could probably look back at and I'll go, there was some crisis or something was happened or I'd been ill or whatever. Like there's always something. That was the time. I had food poisoning the night before, but you wouldn't know it. Like there's the stories behind the stories. Smiling's good. Makes you feel good. Makes others feel good.
I adore that joy that you have. Every time I see you're smiling. And then, like, when I want to listen to a Kylie Minogue song, it's when I want to feel joy. So that's when I put your music on.
Did you bust out some moves as well?
Yeah. Speaking of which, you had a listening party for Attention 2 a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And everyone looked visibly surprised that you went to the crowd, joined them on the dance floor.
It's a classic.
Yeah, I love that. How important is it for you to break that velvet rope between fan and artist?
Really important, and it's something maybe I've always done it, but I've just noticed it a bit more recently. Especially at something like a listening party, you're kind of like up there going, oh, they don't know these songs, no one knows quite how to react, so I just want to dive in and get involved. I did a bit of that in my Vegas shows as well, where I was quite in the audience anyway. It was a really snug venue. But one of the quick changes, I would appear in the crowd, and then I'm on that table and on that table, and I've really enjoyed being in amongst it.
Have you ever?
And then you've got to go back to the elevation of the stage, but I think it kind of does break down that wall, and I think it relaxes people.
Yeah. Have you ever wondered what it must feel like to go to a Kylie Minogue concert?
I must have, because when I think about making a show, I think about how I want people to feel, but I will never get to go to a Kylie Minogue concert.
You're on stage. Yeah, there you go. Robbie Williams, Sia, Nick Cave, BB and Tuve, you've consistently collaborated with artists. Do these experiments impact your approach to making your own music? Like, that's how they do things. Maybe I'll switch things up a little bit on my end.
Not not as a huge takeaway. I think it's more subtle than that. But I love working with other artists. Even just this past weekend, going to after my 2 gigs on the Saturday, Sunday, after the race, I went to see a little bit of Lenny Kravitz just outside of stage. And I guess I watch other artists. It's like a dance between being a fan, like I love being an audience member and a fan, but your work brain is still on a bit going, what's the rig they've got there, and how have they done that? And
you're studying everything.
Yeah, it's kind of like the study's happening regardless, but then I'm actually, I like to think that I'm a good audience member. Like, I'm very kind of active and vocal. But any collaboration, a lot of collaborations these days, you meet the person once. So I'd like to say it's other than that, but that's normally what it is. But even doing a performance with someone, like when Orville Peck joined me on stage in Los Angeles, you just kind of, your artist self reads the other artist, and I always feel a bit less alone. I feel like, oh, there's someone else who has some kind of, we have something in common, and just how they go about it, how their team works. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But I can't think of an example that's made me go, I've got to change a huge. Also, I appreciate we all do things differently.
Yeah, and I like that you will find that synergy with them as well. And as fans, we get to see a different side of Kylie each time you collaborate.
Yeah,
so I adore that.
I love sharing the load. Like I say, I feel less alone.
You're about to embark on a world tour.
Yes.
I'm curious, for someone who's traveled to as many countries as you have, does the world feel bigger or smaller now that you've been everywhere?
Still feels like a big world to me. Yeah. I would like to be able to feel that way forever. Like, it's not, beep, 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 beep. On paper it can look like that, but there's still places I haven't been, places I want to go back to. I still have that kind of curiosity and wonder, and there's a lot of places I of course haven't been, a lot of places I'll go back to, and my last concert in Singapore was 8 years ago, and prior to that it was Aphrodite. So it's, the years pass and we change and life changes, so I get to see people at different points in our lives.
Yeah, and we sort of, even for me, I chart sort of my life through music, like I went to the military with my best friend who's a massive Kylie fan, and we were so broke, but we all chipped in to get him 1 ticket to the Aphrodite tour. Yeah, and now I live with him. So that's incredible.
Did they have a good time?
Of course, yeah. Right. He had to report back and be like, you got to make sure you enjoy yourself, because it was $300 for those tickets.
Wow, and you're all broke. How many friends chipped in?
It was just, as in about seven to 8 people. So
that's
each person,
so kind of you.
We had to. He loves you so much, and I live with him now.
What's his name?
Jarek.
Hey, Jarek. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming to see my show.
Finally, the power of pop music breaking the tension. The world seems to be getting more and more tense, and that's why we need tension too. Can we just talk about why music is so important when the world is so divided?
I saw something online the other day. There was someone talking very wisely and philosophically about music, and I wish I could just copy paste what he was saying. But music does something to us. It's proven it does something to our system, whether you're singing or you're listening or you're dancing or singing along. So it moves us in ways that if music's on, it will affect you in some way. And I love knowing that my songs bring some joy, or if you need a good cry and that's the right song to have a cry to, do that. They can be like friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, when the world feels complicated, which it is, and sometimes more than others, it's a place to escape to and find reassurance and find some kind of meaning. It's not going to fix the world, but it can help.
As a fan of your music, when I listen to Kylie, sometimes I become Kylie in my mind. You know, when I listen to Padam Padam, I'm doing the choreography in my mind. So you as an artist,
you're in a red catsuit.
There you go, with the wind blowing and everything. Like, you give that to the fans. We get to forget who we are for a while and become Kylie. We get to conjure that
what?
out.
Even I get to do that because my real life is like everyone's real life. We have to deal with stuff.
Yeah.
Get from A to B, be well, attend to this, that, the other. So even when I'm becoming Kylie, I step in. You can do it without all the drama and the hard work. You get like the fast lane. But I understand what you're saying because I get to do that as well.
An absolute joy. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Kiss 92, all the great songs in one place.